All right, it's time for the Star Goddess podcast on the Crash and AJ blog right here at 98rock.com. AJ is out today, so we're going with me, Producer X, and Star Goddess.
Boys Day plus Janet.
Hey, I've always been one of I've always been one of the boys.
Okay. Boys Day.
Always been one of the guys. That's me.
So I can't. It's just the comedy of eras that have gone on, technically and socially, and this may be my most memorable retrograde ever. Yeah, Mercury retrograde.
Right.
Don't even get me started.
And it takes a Mercury retrograde like this for people to go, maybe there is something to that because it's universal. It's everywhere. It's in politics. It's in sports. It's in miscommunication. I mean, who bounces a ball off, the green monster, and then it hits that guy in the foot and then bounces back over the fence?
Wow. Yeah.
That kind of thing, and so it's everywhere. It's pervasive. And the only reason I pointed out is so you don't think that, the universe is going out of its way to give you personally, Crash, a bad time.
It's everybody, yeah.
The guy sitting there at Southwest Airlines going, you sure it wasn't directed just at me? It's like, yeah, no. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's terrible. That oil spill off California.
Oh,
wait a minute, what time did the alarm go off? And it went off at what time? And you didn't do anything till the guy showed up at work Monday morning? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
And then further stuff is, well, it looks like it was hit by an anchor a while ago. It just took this long to break. It's like, are you kidding me? That kind of stuff.
All right.
It's everywhere. So, and so we still have one more week of that. We're in the final throes of it. And so that ends next Saturday. And then hopefully it will be ameliorated a little bit by Venus, the planet of love, leaving Scorpio and going into the sign of Sagittarius. So hopefully that will it'll sort of, because Venus is the lesser benefic. Even it never brings anything bad.
Right.
Even if it's bad, it's not awful. The bad thing is, the bad thing is you lost the lottery, but the good thing is, you won on 3 numbers. That kind of deal.
I saw that over the weekend. That was beautiful watching Venus right under the moon right there. That was pretty cool.
Yes, that is a Moon-Venus conjunction. Oh, Taco, you shouldn't have. That's the best one to get lucky under.
Ah, see?
I mean, and because what that showed you is that's why, when you hear the when you wish upon a star, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight, wish I may, have the wish I wish tonight. Venus is the wishing star because it shows up just after sunset. And then it's very dazzling and bright in the sky. It's the first star that you see. So last night you had the moon. That's a Moon-Venus conjunction. So, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So hopefully we can ameliorate some of the deleterious effects of Mercury being retrograde in Libra and kind of offset them a bit with Venus, the planet of love, being in Sagittarius. So here's where you'll feel the love, not just this, but specifically for this week, but generally over the next 3 weeks or so, because it takes that long to go through this sign. So, we can start with Libra because they really need a break because Mercury's been retrograde in their sign. And Venus in Sag means that there's some short distance, short duration travel for them.
Okay.
And I think it actually bodes well for us tonight because short distance, short duration travel would be them coming here and getting their butts kicked here after we win tonight. So that's what I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
Yeah, so we tape this on Mondays, and we have a Game 4 going on with the Rays and the Red Sox.
Yes.
Tonight.
Do or die.
Mm-hmm.
Do or die. Yeah. And so, and Venus and Libra, Libra has had a lot of attention focused on it. Kim Kardashian hosted Saturday Night Live, on Saturday night. So for them, and I'm sure she took her own jet to do that. But for Libras everywhere, it's a good time for short distance travel, for learning something useful. The lower courts are pretty favorable for you. If I was ever going to try and get out of a speeding ticket, man, now'd be the time to do that.
Okay.
So if I was of that particular persuasion. So for Scorpios, this energy, Venus is going into the second house of money for Scorpios. And that kind of means not money falling out of the sky, but as a result of their efforts for their hard-earned work, they actually end up getting paid more. So it's either a promotion that comes not necessarily with a bigger title, but more money. And I will take money over a title any day of the week. I've had jobs with big titles and no salaries. So,
Right.
but everywhere, Scorpios do very well. financially. It's a good time. The next 3 or 4 weeks or so are very favorable for Scorpios for making more money, for making smart investments that end up paying more money, that kind of a deal. So I would probably do the research on it now, but not actually pull the trigger till Mercury went direct. So,
Okay.
but it indicates more money at the end of the month for Scorpio, and you got to be happy about that. So even Joe Biden will be happy to find out that somehow we find the money to make his dreams come true, I guess. That would be the thing you'd be hoping for. For Sagittarians, great energy for Sagittarians. They are feeling good. They're feeling fit. They're feeling strong. They're feeling healthy. And they're feeling the love in every sense of the word. If they're single, they attract somebody. If they're married, their marriage goes well. But they are finally free to really enjoy themselves. And my favorite example of that is Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's free to make her own bad decisions now about her love life and her romantic life and all of that jazz. I wouldn't be surprised she doesn't get knocked up right away with this Venus and Sagittarius energy.
Well,
but
she's naked a lot on Instagram. Notice she is naked a lot. So it looks like she is available to be in that neighborhood of getting pregnant for sure.
Yeah, you better take that picture while that body looks good, because, buddy, you. But for them everywhere, they genuinely are feeling the love. It's a very good feeling for Sagittarius and the rising sign of Sagittarius. You know, it's really very, very heartening energy for them, and it feels good, which is, you know, the most important thing, that they feel good about them and they can feel that they're finally, like the bonds, things that have been holding them back, kind of let loose. You know, so and that's true for the rising sign, too. So that's good for you, sir.
Nice.
You have to like that as well.
I've been feeling pretty good here. I got the little allergies, but besides that, my body's feeling pretty strong there. I've been doing a lot of biking lately, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go. And that's very Sagittarian energy, because Sagittarius rules the locomotor region of the body. It rules the hips and the thighs and the buttocks and the things that kind of used to do bicycling.
Oh, ask my girlfriend about the buttocks. She's that's her area right there.
I think that's a great quality in a man, by the way.
I don't want to hear about your buttocks, Crash. I don't know.
Hey, it's in the stars, man. I can't help it,
That's right. Can't help it. It's just the way it is.
It's a full moon.
For Capricorns, this is difficult energy for Capricorn. Capricorn, I think, is really struggling the most with this energy because Mercury is at the top of their chart, going backwards in their 10th house of career and public standing. And so that's not a good thing for Capricorn. And then Venus is behind their sign, which kind of, it gives, the best thing a Capricorn could do is not gloat, not say anything, just kind of, you know, be quiet and just do their job, kind of a deal. Because they'll find their own words, get used against them. They're feeling very good right about now. And I just don't want them to get an overwhelming sense of, ooh, I'm all that in a bag of chips, because the universe has a real way of taking you down a peg when you do the kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And so with Venus behind your sign, you know, if you're going to fool around, you're going to get caught. Make sure that the pleasure is going to be worth the pain. To Capricorns, they'll say, oh, it's good right around now to give a little more than you get. And they're not going to take that advice at all. They're going to go forward with whatever they want to do, because that's how Capricorn is. They're going to use it to their advantage every time. So they have to be careful not to impact their career and public standing with their actions and their behavior. So kind of not sure what to do with that. For Aquarians, much better energy for them. This is great Aquarian energy. Venus is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives, and it's going to be the group that helps get the Aquarian what the Aquarian has said that they have wanted since the beginning of the year when Jupiter first went into their sign. And they thought, ooh, I'm so close to getting it in the May and June time span. And then, I don't know, they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. But they get another bite at that apple over the next couple of weeks or so. And Venus and Sag says that your friends, your acquaintances, the people that are your compatriots are going to be on your side. And they're going to help the Aquarian get what it is the Aquarian wants. If they're looking for love, they will find that inside of their social circle rather than outside of it. So kind of thing where you go to a convention and cut something out of the herd kind of deal. That's what I would do with that energy if it was me. So, and that's good for the United States, because our moon sign is Aquarius. For Pisces, this energy is straight up in the 10th house of career and public standing. And Pisces did so well in the May and June time span, and then kind of took a step back. I don't think they wanted to take a step back. I think circumstances kind of forced them to take a step back. But there are events that are going to be transpiring over the next 3 or 4 weeks or so that put Pisces back in the driver's seat. And it's kind of paving their way for when Jupiter goes into their sign in 2 months. So there are professional things that are going on. It's almost like the rehabilitation of the Pisces So it ends up being great energy for them. They just have to be careful not to believe everything that is promised to them, and make sure whoever it is that's backing them or has their hand kind of on the throttle kind of a deal, that they can bring to the table what they say they can bring to the table. And they will find that out this week.
Okay.
That's the important thing, because it's really, the Pisces really is going to be using the next couple of months to really take a step forward professionally. And they want to be able to do it and, be able to be successful at it. So they just have to make sure that the people that are advising them can come through with what they say they can.
Now, is there a sign that will be approaching them, or is that just in general anybody?
No, that's just in general. Just in general.
Okay.
Just in general. For Aries, this energy for Aries is in, Venus is in the 9th house of the law. Legal matters go very favorably for the Aries. Important matters at a distance go favorably for the Aries. The law is on the Aries side. They can travel for pleasure. They either take them with them that they love along for the vacation kind of a deal. It's like an off-season kind of vacation. And if not, cut one out of the herd after you get there.
Okay.
But it's very favorable for Aries to get what it is the Aries says that they want. So, and that's kind of an important thing. So, and the big thing for Aries to know is that the law is on your side. And boy, when the law is on your side, you want to go ahead and use it. Because that gives Aries somehow, because the challenges Aries have been in their 7th house of partners and intimate one-to-one relationships. And somehow that energy has shifted to the Aries actually have the upper hand in the negotiation. And what they need to remember is that the person who appears to care the least controls the negotiation.
Looking at these famous, like Reese Witherspoon, what a businesswoman she is. She's like $1 billion company.
Really, she doesn't have a good choice in men, but she has done really well professionally. So, you have to like that. But for Aries everywhere, they're coming out of I don't want to say a dark night of their soul kind of deal, but they did a lot of introspection over the last 30 days or so. And now they're really clear on what they need to do, and more importantly, who they need to do it with, and are ready to go directly after that, because that's how Aries' MO is, to go smartly forward as fast as they can. For Tauruses, this energy for them is in the 8th house of other people's resources. Tauruses they've sort of been in the line of fire a bit the last 4 weeks or so. And now that changes, because they found out that they have survived the challenge. And now they benefit from other people's resources flowing their way. They benefit from their partner's resources. They benefit from the resources they share with other people. And ultimately, there should be more money at the end of that for the Taurus to be able to indulge themselves a little bit.
Pass that on to AJ then, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm taking notes. Don't worry, I got it.
Oh, okay. Because Mercury has been retrograde in their 6th house of work and employment. So they've had some questions going on there. They weren't sure what they were going to do and decisions they have to make. And now they will be able to see their way clear over the next 5 days or so to make the decision that's the best for them. It enables them to capitalize on the resources that other people bring to the workplace, I guess is the right way to describe that. So I always like to make sure I hire good people because they make me look good. That kind of a deal. So, and also money can fall right out of the sky on them. That's a nice thing too. They benefit from unearned income.
I'm waiting for you to tell me that's what's going to happen to me, Janet.
Well, God, you're going to have to wait a couple of more months, sweetie, because right now...
That's what the stars say, man.
Yeah, I'd love to make it up if you'd like. The last 4 weeks, Geminis have really been working on solidifying their job and their work environment, not the job that they do, but where it is that they do that job. And they've been able to narrow a couple of jobs down to one really good one. Is what they've been working on. So now that they've done that, it's time to put your money where your mouth is kind of deal, and you will find out whether or not that was successful, what your public image looks like. And you'll be, because people will be evaluating the job they've given, now that you know what the job is, and how exactly it's supposed to be done, you get to show them that, yeah, you can do that and more. And the trouble with doing and more, I got to tell you, is the more you do, the more they're going to ask you to do.
That's true.
So you kind of want to pace yourself. Geminis are really good at multitasking, doing 5, 6, 7 things at the same time, and completing them as they need to. So that's the challenge is once you get 1 or 2 done, instead of saying, okay, now I have time to devote the other 5, they'll go, oh, great, here are 2 more to go with that other 5. That's the challenge with this. So you want to be good, you don't want to be too good. Does that make sense?
I'm right. Like I said, I'm taking notes for Asia
Right.
and
You
myself.
gotta divvy out the goodness a little bit.
I'm gonna hold some of that goodness just for me.
Just like you're on a pitch count almost. You're like, it's a little bit too much goodness. Let me hold back on the goodness a little bit.
As I'm over here covering multiple shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should really narrow down to one really good one.
I'm here for
Is
it.
what I'm hoping that result is. But again, you made it look easy, didn't you? Didn't you do all those other jobs?
I got it done.
Yeah. Did you get it? Did you complain about it?
Absolutely
no, you usually
not.
Do. Right. So they'll think, oh yeah, you got a minute or so. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You got to be careful. You can't do too much. The military had a slogan: if it wasn't good enough to be a minimum, there wouldn't be a minimum. So. For Cancers, this energy is it's not from the 5th house of how much fun can I have into the 6th house of, okay, now it's time to work. And the thing that Cancers have done is they took something that started out kind of as a hobby or something they really love to do, and now they're trying to figure out if there's a way they can earn a living doing it. And they want to be able to do it from home because Cancers are like the ultimate homebodies. So I'm not so sure that I think that they have a couple of ideas, and they need to narrow that focus down to one and then try and make that happen over the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, then they got to go back to what they were doing before. This is a good time to give that a shot. And sometimes, because whatever it is that they're trying to give birth to will end up taking on a life of its own.
Okay.
So they want to make sure that it's what they really, truly want to do.
Gotcha.
There's some things that are really fun when you're doing them as a hobby. It's sort of like, yeah, I like to go fishing every now and then, but I don't want to come home every day and have squid guts under my fingernails.
Right.
That kind of a deal. So
Know the
for
difference.
Leos, this is great energy for Leos. Leos are feeling something's happened in the last 30 days or so for Leos, some sort of profound transformation at the psychological level, and it has made them just have a huge appreciation for life and living and loving and laughter and making sure that they make time to make that happen in their lives.
I've been
sort of what's
thinking,
going on.
it's funny you say that because I've been like, man, I'm like thinking to myself, hey, you know what? I've got this theory lately. I don't know where this little epiphany saying came out, but I always thought money is important, but memories are more important.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I actually
and spend
keep
the money
nothing.
on making memories. Yeah.
I
Find a
usually
way.
keep nothing because I appreciate the memories over actually having the tangible things.
Yeah. That's been my
I like the
mindset.
experience of it. I think is what Crash is sort of saying, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. And spend the money on the experience,
Absolutely.
and doing more. And the more you do that, the better you're going to feel. The more you're going to want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean about this sort of epiphany on. What am I holding on? What am I holding on to that's stopping me from enjoying the things that I already have, kind of deal, and expanding on that. So it's a very fun time for Leos and for Leo risings. It's sort of they enjoy themselves, they enjoy their life, they enjoy kids, they enjoy sports. They're out. And again, you can see it with watching football games, and seeing stands filled with people enjoying themselves, after an upset or something like that, taking the field. But you can see that it's sort of like a national kind of mood kind of deal.
Yeah, so look at Tom Brady. Look at Tyson Fury over the weekend, won against Deontay Wilder.
Leos. Yeah. Leos really enjoy that. I mean, anything in Sagittarius, whether it's the moon in Sagittarius, which it was over the weekend, or Venus in Sagittarius. Leos, they make the best of that energy because they know it doesn't come around all that often. When it does, man, you want to take advantage of it. So a good time will be had by all Leos. So they have to be careful. It's a very fertile time of year in every sense of the word. So Leos everywhere need to pay attention to that.
Okay.
So it's a very creative time. So
Gotcha.
for Virgos, who just want to clean up their home. This energy, Virgos have been sort of very, very busy doing a whole bunch of different things, not just one thing intently, but like running around putting out a bunch of fires in a bunch of different places. And now they just want to pay attention to their home, to their residence, where it is that they feel safe and secure, and either tidy that up or fix that up or spend some money on it. But it has to do with really solidifying their home and foundations. Is what that's so funny. Over the weekend, I found myself cleaning out a corner of the backyard that I finally got to. That I think had monsters living in it or something, possums or something. So, but it's genuinely that time to clean up your nest. sweep the debris out.
Okay.
And, for a lot of people, getting clean for the holidays, but for Virgos, man, it's just time to solidify those foundations and make sure your home and foundation is sort of safe and secure. We're almost through with hurricane season, that kind of a deal. So, because then they're going to want to come out and party and play. So, tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac. I'm cautiously optimistic tonight that the Rays will be playing again during the week. I do not think we get eliminated tonight. I'm glad as hell I'm not that manager. I would hate to make that pitching decision.
Yeah, I want to keep the wave going, ride the wave of goodness around here. It's fun.
Well, no reason to think that we won't, except that Mercury is retrograde and Jupiter is still retrograde. So, and it was direct when the Bucks won, and then when the Lightning won, Jupiter was at least direct. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm cautiously optimistic about it. They will live to play another day.
All right, Star Goddess. We'll see you back
hope for.
in the studio on Monday, and then
I will see you on Monday.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And of course, this podcast drops every Monday right around noonish at 98rock.com on the Crash and AJ blog.